I'm also going to be messing about with a few other things, a little bit of experimentation while I loudly move the mic, because sometimes the stand makes more noise than it should when I move things. I don't know, maybe it's the way that I'm grabbing it or something. That could be it. I don't know. But you know how it be. Might have to fiddle a bit with some of the positioning on that mic, as I often do. But it's probably fine. Probably. I might even be able to push it back a little. Yeah, it's probably good. That seems reasonable. Now, it's going to be a pretty chill stream. I mean, I guess it usually is pretty chill. That potentially might be part of my branding, unless I wanna act. But I don't know about that. I don't know if I want to do a character bit all the time, 24/7. But anyway, I am looking forward to doing the game. So I'm gonna go. I like listening. See, the thing is, I like listening to the Neo Turf Masters music. It's very powerful. It's the ultimate elevator music. It's pretty tough to beat, to be quite honest. Some of the Pokemon music's pretty cool too, though, like this one. Really neat. I like me some Pokemons. I don't actually play that many of them. That's like unusual, I guess, since they're so popular, but there's tons of them I've not played. I've even bought some and just haven't really touched them. I've only really beaten, like, I think 2 or 3. I've beaten like 3 of them. I've played a handful more, but there's a lot I haven't even just played outright. I have beaten Sapphire. I've beaten Blue and Yellow. And that might be it. That might be it. I don't think there were any others that I beat that I'm recalling. I would like to play more of them too, though. There's so many games that I would like to play more of. So many games. Like, I think that's always a good thing as a streamer. You know, there's always more game. There's always unlimited game and always more exciting things on the horizon. There's always something to look forward to when you're streaming video games on the internet. You know, it's a good vibe. It's a good feel. I like that sort of thing. So it's yeah. Aside from that, SimCity music. SimCity 4000 music, yes. Aside from that, you know, tummy hort a little bit. It only just started like 10 minutes before I started streaming. It'll likely pass. But there has been a bit of that. It's also really hot. I managed to get the temperature a bit under control, though, and I've got a fan on me, and I can always put on another fan, too, if I need to. But it's pretty hot today at this hour. It's been heating up a fair bit, so I'm kind of dealing with that as well. A lot of people are dealing with that, especially in the UK as well. They got it worse off usually because they don't have AC of any kind, and you know, they don't have houses that are really designed to handle any heat. But yeah, it's been interesting. It's been an interesting week for me. I'm also a bit tired too. I didn't really get as much sleep as I wanted to get. So there's kind of that going on too. But otherwise, I'm doing just fine. And I wanted to play video games and do a bit of streaming. I want to be doing more streams because I really haven't done many streams in the past few months. So I want to get back on that. Anyway, anything else I guess I'll talk about while I'm playing the video game. How about that? That's what we'll do. So I'm going to be starting off with a ROM hack that one of my viewers made me aware of somewhat recently that I did not know existed because it's quite new. It came out in April, late April at that. And it's called Dixie Kong Country. The only thing that it does is it replaces Donkey Kong with Dixie Kong. And I messed around with it a bit, obviously, to make sure that it would work. So, you know, I know a little bit about it, but I haven't really done much with it otherwise. So there's a lot of little things I can check out and whatnot. It's cool that someone made like a tangible ROM hack for this game because there aren't many of them for the trilogy in general. So, you know, I'm really interested to see kind of how that all comes together. It looked a little jank in some ways, but I appreciated what it was doing quite a bit, so... Also, I am aware this is a bit of an early stream, but, you know, I'm trying to do a little bit earlier. But, yeah. So, I managed to go on and randomly talk about things for a bit, so I guess we'll switch on over to our good old retro scene here. As much as I would love to keep listening to cool video game music and SimCity soundtrack, which is ultimate, SimCity 4000 has such a phenomenal soundtrack. So I'm going to be experimenting a bit with some CRT filter for this, at least for certain games. Oh, it just skips it. That's interesting. I didn't actually check the intro, so you just don't see Dixie Kong at all. That's kind of neat, actually. Notice my mouth tracking was a bit weird there. Maybe I want to reposition things a little. Might want to do that. Maybe I should, like, push in more. I'm not sure. Maybe I should. Because it does seem like it's a little off. Like, ever so slightly. Could, be that I just need to do that. Will that help? Maybe. I don't know, it's... Stream setup jank. I actually would say I have a pretty good stream setup. There we go. I have a pretty good one. I'm pretty happy with it. There are some things I would prefer were better about it, but, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I think the track is okay. It's just, it seemed a little off for a second, but it's fine. Anyway. So it didn't go as far as changing these sprites. Would have been neat if it did, but I get why. It did, however, change these sprites, which is cool. So you got the overworld Dixie here. You don't have an icon for the lives, which is a little weird. Also, her controls are not identical to 2 and 3. There's a bit of that as well. It controls well enough, but it is a bit off. I guess this also removes the ability to do the ground pound, right? So you can't get, like, the banana bunches here, stuff like that. Which I never do, obviously, but it is a feature of the game. Haha. Okay, so that's what she does with the banana horde. That's good. So yeah, they did account for some of these details, which I do appreciate. I do like that. I have a feeling, though, that, especially since she wasn't designed in mind for this game... she's gonna be a broken character. Like, it's just gonna be obvious. Hi, Dubious. Welcome. Yes, the timelines are indeed merging. Just kind of taking my time with this silly ROM hack. I want to see what it's about. Playing the game a little differently. Yeah, everything's merging together. It's all Kong. It's Kong all the way down. So she just does the end of level. Okay. A little weird to have that without, you know, the music, but I can dig it. Cool. So I was saying this earlier, but obviously it takes time for people to pop in, especially when it's a bit of an earlier stream. But I'm using a CRT filter. I'm trying it out. I have, like, several of them on the Mister. This game just benefits a lot visually from having some kind of a CRT filter. So I'm giving it a go. Sometimes they can be a bad idea for streaming, but I think the filter that I'm using is probably fine. Because it's not, like, complex. It doesn't do, like, squares and stuff. So it should scale down to lower resolutions. and all that fine. Like, it looks okay on my OBS window, which has shrunk down the feed a lot. So I think it's probably fine. Unless, like, the compression from Twitch would make it really bad or something, but I don't think it would. I think it's a reasonably subtle CRT filter. Anyway, video games are pretty cool. Dixie definitely has some things about her. Her role's still not, like, her... I don't know if you would really call it a role, but I will for simplicity's sake. Still not as good as Diddy's. Welcome, Chris. It was a little weird for a second seeing you with the sword. Because I did do that. Off stream. You're probably thinking the same thing, like, oh, sword. Whoa, sword. Alright. Yep, giving Dixie Kong Country a try here. Let me know, let me see, how are our levels? It's probably all perfect. I didn't actually look, and I should be doing that. Yeah, it's probably the same as it was last time. I'm sure the audio's great. Probably no issue. You get the Dixie dance in the bonus stages if you complete them. That seems to be the... This seems to be where you see them, and that's it. And yeah, the overworld, it skips the animations, which I find interesting. See, you don't get any overworld animations. She's kind of not on the... She's kind of not on guard properly. Kind of a little jank, I can see. She's, like, holding on to him, but it's, like... I think what it is she's on, like, the back position that's used from, like, the other games or something. If that makes sense. She's, like, riding behind, not in front. So, like, basically, if, like, Diddy was on... I think that's the sprite being used, is, like, if Diddy was in front and Dixie was in back or something. I don't know. Might be something like that. I'm not sure. I also could be hallucinating. I am a bit tired. Yeah, it skips the overworld stuff, which is funny. Because you can actually... Yeah, she did, which is why it looks weird to me that it's like that. I don't really quite get it myself. Oh, that's interesting. The barrel boost didn't work. That's like a piece of tech. I don't know why that didn't work. Might have been just user error. Might have been a skill issue. I think it's working now. Oh, fuck. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if I'm thrown off. Because Dixie is different. She doesn't have all the same stuff going on. As we know, I mostly play this with Diddy. It is Diddy Kong Country. Okay. The switching's really fast. I mean, it's way faster than what it normally is. She also gets way more error. Yeah, see, she does it here. She does the thing here. It's just weird that it doesn't have any audio, right? But they don't have that inserted in as like a fanfare or whatever. Probably would have been more complicated. This is a bit more simple-ish. Like, there's some things about this ROM... Shit. There's some things about this ROM hack that are really complicated. Like, it's definitely not, I wouldn't say easy or lazy to just do this and add another character. Hey, what's the Winky gonna look like? Oh, it's the same thing, yeah. It's the same thing as On Guard, where she's just on the back. Winky sucks, though, so fuck him. There's no dismount animation either. Just, like, instant. Yeah, that's a bit jank. By the way, she does have the weight of Donkey Kong. Probably done on purpose to make sure that you don't get soft locked in the game or something. So I do find that a bit odd, but amusing. KG. Alright, what's the minecart gonna look like? I don't always do this, obviously. Okay. Looks reasonable. Everyone's favorite auto-scroller. So after I do Dixie Kong Country, I'm going to be swapping over to the GBA Donkey Kong Countries because I have a bunch of unfinished business with those. If some of you may recall, for some of you who've been around longer, I was doing a kind of project of playing all Donkey Kong Country games and Donkey Kong Country adjacent games, such as the Donkey Kong Land trilogy and such. And it's been shelved for several months, and I would like to go back to it. And the general idea is that I'm going to be ending it with playing Returns and Tropical Freeze, which I've never played outside of, like, the first world or two, which was years ago, for, like, each of them. So those are kind of the general plans in mind. I don't know, like, how fast I'm going to do it all, but I am interested in putting forth efforts to continue it, so we'll see how it goes. And the general idea is that I was doing, for the GBA versions, like 100%. I don't think, though, just based off of my mood, that I'm gonna commit to 100%. It depends, I guess, but, like, I don't know if I actually want to do that, because it would take a lot of extra time. And I also don't, like, know or remember every detail of 100% for specifically the GBA versions, because they have a bunch of extra requirements. So I don't know, we'll have to see. I might end up just not doing that and just try and explore what I can, maybe, and then just kind of move on. But we shall see. I know that Donkey Kong Country 3 has a lot of like, exclusive content to its version on GBA. So, like, that one would definitely be worth more of a deep dive than 1 and 2. 2 has a bit of exclusive content as well, but it's not nearly as substantial as 3. Like, 3's got a lot going on its GBA version. In some ways, it could be argued it is the definitive version, but I think that it's very subjective. It has a lot more content. And it has a whole different new soundtrack that's done by David Wise. This is, as expected, pretty broken. Her roll jump as well is pretty busted. Most excellent way of phrasing that, Dubious. I haven't done the new stuff in a very, very long time. Yeah, that's her weight. So she has Donkey Kong's weight. Little odd, but it's kind of neat. Yeah, she has so much air. Look at that. It's insane how much air she gets on a full hit on an enemy. Like, she just zooms. That's, like, not accurate physics for sure. Like, not even Donkey Kong did anything like that. So I'm not really sure I'm not really sure what's up with that. Okay. I kind of figured she wouldn't be able to go through that, but I needed to try it. I needed to give it a go. Come to think of it, that didn't seem right with Diddy. Were there, like, other changes made or, like, some kind of code that got mucked up or something? Because Diddy, when he was holding the barrel, was jumping pretty high. And I don't think that's correct. You shouldn't get that kind of jump height when he's holding a barrel. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, better switch to Dixie for this. Way to go, Dixie. Great job. How's the game feed looking? Like with the CRT filter, does it look okay? Any notable issues to report? Yeah, warp still works. That's good. I figured it would. That warp requires Donkey Kong. Okay, good to hear, good to hear. Looks classic, alright. So, like, to give an example, I feel that these types of games, these pre-rendered games, gain a lot of benefits from having some kind of a filter. It's just that you have to be very careful in how it looks. Like, I'll kind of give you a nerdy example here. So, I'm using, like, this one right now, the SNES scan lines. It's a pretty good one. But if I were to switch it, like, let me show you what it looks like when it's switched off for comparison. So just look at, like, the background here in the world. This is a pretty good example. So I'm going to turn it off. Now it looks like that, right? Like, it's pretty... It doesn't... Nothing blends, right? It looks pretty bad. And I can, like, turn it back on. See how, like, it just... Generally just makes it look more clear and stuff like that, and it, like, blends properly. Like, so the thing is that this is, like, a very hot, highly debated topic among retro nerds. And I think that it comes down to nuance. I think that, for example, a game like Mario All-Stars or Mario World, you don't get a huge benefit from a CRT filter. Like, it might look better-ish somewhat, or it might look fine, but you don't get, like, a huge gain from it. Like, if I'm playing a game like that, I don't feel, oh shit, it really needs a CRT filter. Like, it's fine. Like, the raw pixels are fine. But when it comes to, like, these pre-rendered games that use, like, 3D visuals and stuff like that, they were pretty obviously made in mind for a CRT. It's the same thing with Resident Evil, classic Resident Evil games, and like, all those, like, PS1 RPGs, like JRPGs that use pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff. Like, they all kind of use the same technique of blending it together. And it's just, like, a fact that these types of games look way better with the CRT filter. Now, when it comes to, like, a stream, though, you have to be really careful about what CRT filters you use, because some of them will not scale properly to smaller screens, like a phone, or different resolutions and stuff on Twitch, or it wouldn't look good with the compression on the video, right? And so, like, if I were to switch it to a different CRT filter, one that definitely does not look good is, let's see, display specific. So I'll go, like, the Sony Trinitron one. So this one uses, like, squares, because that's the way that the Trinitron display works. It kind of has these little, like, kind of squares. And this other one's just a scan line, like, it's just horizontal, so it just goes, you know, across the screen. This one does, like, little squares, so it looks like shit when you, like, use it in, like, streams. So, like, now it looks like this. And you see all these, like, weird lines and stuff that you're not supposed to see. So that it kind of just looks super distracting. It looks awesome on the right display, but it looks bad for a stream. So, like, there's kind of, like, a nuance to it, right? And that's some nerdy topic there that I wanted to just randomly talk about. So I'm gonna put it back to one that actually works for stream. Save so now, like, it's actually clear again. So there you have it. There's a small little lecture for you. This level kind of sucks, by the way. It's always, we all have a much better time by skipping it when we can. Similar with this one, I kind of wish this one had a warp. It kind of has one, but you have to do a glitch, and I never bothered to learn the glitch. I also don't think it's, like, super easy to do it. It's kind of hard. Maybe someday I'll end up learning more of the speedrun glitches, but they are tricky. So I did want to stream System Shock today, because it's been shelved for like 2 weeks or more. Problem is, it's too hot right now. If I were to run System Shock right now, my room would probably shoot up to 30 degrees Celsius, maybe even higher than that. And your streamer is just not ready for that. Your streamer would not be able to handle that right now. Okay. Dixie seems to have some performance anxiety on ropes. Diddy's still better on ropes in this version. I'm gonna assume that it's the same rope, the rope stat, for lack of a better term, that Donkey Kong has. Okay, let's get this. Let's do something I don't usually do. Let's go get espresso. Let's go get the bird. I think it is faster to get espresso. It's just that I don't always like using the bird. You also gotta handle it a very specific way. Otherwise, you get hit by things. Like, I almost got hit there. You can also easily run into bonus stuff. Ugh, stop it. Get up there. There you go. Yeah, you gotta be real careful. But that's kind of how you would do it with the stupid ostrich. I don't have anything too against Espresso, just she's kind of jank. I need to see what this looks like. Shit, I fucked it up. Ah, fucking hell. I want to see what she looks like on the barrel. I fucked that up. I'll have to check it out after I finish the level again. Unless there's another one, but I don't think there is. It might have respawned, though, if I go back, but it's not worth the trouble. I just want to see what she looked like with the, riding on top of the metal barrel. With this mod. But yeah, speedrun glitches are definitely not all equally fun to learn or execute. It really depends. Some of the ones for this game I do know can be pretty painful because they require like a lot of precision and it sometimes takes multiple tries to get them, even if you've mastered it, so to speak, just because there's such a thin timing for some of the things. Okay, let's go back and see what this looks like without getting hit by the zinger, ideally. Okay, there we go. Oh, wow, that does not look right. I mean, there was an effort. Why she got her arms up, though? Like, why is it like that? Looks kind of goofy. A little goofy. Does she look like a Cranky's cabin? She just kind of blink and stare and just do her idle animation. Okay, nothing special there. Clam City. Get your clam chowder. Oh, frack, I forgot about that. Yeah, you don't want to go in that way. I should have known better. You gonna come back on guard? Or are you gone? I think on guard deleted himself. Yeah. Seems like there's sprite issues going on too. Like those piranha things that I forgot the name of. They were like kind of popping in and out of existence there. That might actually make this level harder if we keep running into those limitations. So it does look like the ROM hack has some bugs. At least on it might like, in fairness, some of these bugs might just be because I'm using real hardware. By real hardware, I mean like the Mr. FPGA, which is the same thing. So like, you know. But yeah, it could be related to that. Because I know that sometimes not all ROM hacks will play nice on real hardware entirely. Who needs a swordfish anyway? I don't. Alright, got B. I was kind of hoping that Dixie would be able to reach the very top. Doesn't look like she can. I was kind of hoping that would happen, but... Oh, well, yeah, you can't. Just almost. Just almost can, but not quite. Yeah, the barrel jumping, like, the barrel height for the jumping is not supposed to be that good. Like, if I were to switch... Oh, fuck off. Okay, never mind then. This stupid King Zing Sting. Who does this king think he is? I'll make orphans of his children. I also say that the sprite for Dixie there is not done correctly. You might have noticed it, but like there's like a white outline in some spots. Like it's basically not like what it should be. So I did kind of see that. Okay. Another most excellent level. This level's a hard filter for a lot of people. This level is probably, for most, I would say the hardest level in the game. Yeah, look at that. You can just skip stuff. Particularly because you have to do it multiple times. If you keep getting a game over before the save point, which is very, very easy to do with this difficulty. This world's definitely pretty brutal because it pretty much requires you to do most of the world in order to get your save point. This is always where bit rates go to die. See how broken this is, though? I can just do this. Don't even need to use any techniques there. I can just hover down. I also end up finishing some of these levels so fast that I never really end up hearing much of the actual music. Oh, did it break on the bitrate, or did it manage to stay stable? I mean, it is a smaller shrunken down screen a bit, so it's not like it's taking up the whole screen. I think if it took up the whole screen, it probably would. But good to know that it was good the whole time. Because I know that for a lot of streams, that particular level, when it snows that heavily, it does not hold up. Ice Age Valley. Speaking of heavily snowed-in levels. We're truly getting the power of Dixie here by using an ostrich. This level requires a little bit of concentration. Especially that part. Super easy to lose them there. And here. Pretty much just the rest of this level, honestly. Oh, hell yeah, that was good. That was really good. Oh, that was really good. That was one of my better ones, using espresso the whole way there. That was pretty satisfying. I think it's one of these games where, unless you've played it yourself, you don't really appreciate just how fucking difficult some of these sections can be, especially when you're, like, going a bit faster than average. Like, I wouldn't, like, dare to call this, like, a speed run, because there's a lot of, like, non-speed run things that I'm doing when I play this usually. But, you know, obviously I do it a lot faster than the vast majority of people. Yeah, we'll be obviously wrapping up this one pretty soon. This is a neat ROM hack. Like, I don't have, I think, much else to explore with it. But, you know, I'll finish it out. It's not like it's going to take much longer. Like, there might be like a couple levels where I might be able to do something fun with the hover. Or whatever you want to call it. The copter. Like a copter. They might have an actual term for it. They probably do for, like, the move that Dixie does. I'd have to look at the manual, though, which I haven't done in a while. Or, like, a strategy guide or something. I never really owned strategy guides. I only have two. One that I bought more recently, and then one that was just given to me with Metroid Prime. So I did own Metroid Prime Nintendo Power Strategy Guide, and it was a really good guide. But that is lost to time because it fell apart, like its binding just fell apart. I probably didn't take good enough care of it, or maybe it was just that frail. Could have been that it was just that frail. Those things aren't necessarily all that well built. I just remember it being a very good guide, though. Like, I just don't remember having any problems following it, using it, anything like that. So I guess that's one thing about Metroid Prime that makes me different from some folks, is that I never had a proper... I guess, like, depending on your POV, never had a proper first real playthrough. Because I basically, when I first played Metroid Prime, I was using a guide the whole way through. So I was just getting everything and all of that. I don't know if I ever, like, fully cleared it, though. I don't know if I bothered with that. But I got most stuff. Oh, wow, this is breaking. Oh, that's really interesting. So whenever I do the copter, sometimes it busts. Yeah, I think there's like a sprite limitation that's going on with Dixie's thing for some reason. I'm not really sure why that would be. Oh, no, I know, I understand. Never mind. I actually understand why. It's because Dixie's colors. It's because of her colors. Because, like, that's one thing I gotta keep in mind with retro systems, is that they have color limitations. So it's not just about the sprite limitation itself, it's also about, like, the amount of colors that you can have on the screen. And her colors are obviously very different from Donkey Kong's. So you end up running into that issue. So yeah, I think that's what it is, and why, like, you get weird behavior sometimes with the sprites. That's just my guess, anyway. You spoiled them all in Let's Plays? I see. Thankfully, I've not really done that for myself with any games that I can think of. Other than, like I guess I sort of have, but I don't retain the information that well. Like, I remember I watched an entire Let's Play of Silent Hill many moons ago. I couldn't tell you, though, who it was. Like, I don't remember who I watched. Like, it's almost in the tip of my tongue, but I can't quite remember. It was, like, someone who was reasonably popular-ish, I think, but, like, I kind of just completely forgot their existence. Or maybe, like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the people who were relevant back then with YouTube and Let's Plays are most of them not relevant now. Some are, but, like, not that many. Okay, good to know. So I was just messing around with that, and if you do the copter in front of the boss like that, you get hit, which is interesting. So it leaves you vulnerable. Anyway, Rip really naughty. I think it's probably a lot easier to spoil myself on plot details of media than it is, or games specifically, than it is other stuff. I noticed that they kept Donkey Kong's barrel sound. Shit. Getting a little sloppy here. I mean, in fairness, it is a completely different moveset, so it does kind of mess with your muscle memory. But, and I'm a bit tired. Streamer bit tired. Alright. Get it back here. Hopefully retain the Kong. Might actually just save Dixie toward the end here because I'm a little more interested to see how she handles the upcoming section at the end of the level than I am all this shit. Yeah, it can be good sometimes. I agree. It's a good time. Alright. So can she break this? Yes, she can. Extremely so. Jesus. Trivializes that section. If you're doing that really fast, it's very hard. Very hard. Like, it's a very narrow window. For an auto-scroller, I guess she could be useful too for like a little more wiggle room in terms of like grabbing things if you want to grab things. Otherwise, she wouldn't really have too much value here. Like, you can do this and then die. I just wanted to give it a go. My first death. No deathless for me. Which, I fully expected. But, like, you know, if you do it at the right time, I guess you could just skip a bunch of an auto-scroller if it's, like, lined up correctly for the hover. But you have to really know the distance for it, you know? This is pretty funny, though. I just wanted to try it one time. Like, maybe from here you might be able to get somewhere. I don't know. Nah, it's actually not high enough. Because you have to go really high for this next section. So it wouldn't get you anywhere. Maybe here you could hover the rest of the way? No, it's too far. It's too far. No, yeah, way too far, yeah. Because you didn't have to go through all this. Why are the sounds so good in these games, though? I think that's one thing that I remember really not liking about Returns and Freeze is the personality in terms of the enemies were really bad, at least somewhat compared to the the original trilogy. Like, they don't have the Kremlins, which is a big L. They don't have those iconic villains. No K. Rool. And you don't have, like, the good enemy sounds. Yeah, no rare eyes. Hey, L. Ramses 84. I notice you. I see you. Welcome to stream. I'm playing a video game that I've played 5 quadrillion times to completion. But I'm doing it with a twist. I'm playing it with Dixie. Because someone made a ROM hack of this. Dixie Kong Country, baby. Let's go in a bonus. Remember bonuses? They're not very good in this game, but you know what? It's fine. See, I know how to spell Kong. I like how the lives are behind the fucking foreground. I think the bonuses are pretty weak. Most of them, at least, in this game. They're good though. In like 2 and 3, they're like buffed up massively. I think the locations of some of the bonuses in this one are good. Some of them are in some fun spots. This part's always a little tricky. You gotta, like, especially if you're trying to speed through this section, it gets a lot harder because you have to, like, get some very specific timing or hitbox. Now, it shouldn't have hit me, but it did. Wouldn't have happened on Diddy. Yeah, that's a... Okay, yeah, I can see what happened there. So this ROM hack definitely confirmed it completely fucks up the jump. I don't know why that's different. Like, why is this different? So Diddy is not supposed to jump this high with a barrel. Not even fucking close. It's almost like a moon jump. Like that old cheat code that they would call a moon jump. It kind of reminds me of that. This is not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be, like, closer to this. Like, the height is supposed to be, like, closer to this. So that's kind of throws me off a little when I do those barrel jumps. See, like, I'm not getting the timing on these things. Did you know you could do that? Did you also know you could get randomly hit there, too? Yeah. Something a lot of people don't know, actually. It's a speed tech. And it's a pretty specific time window. I don't always do it, but it's fun to do. Basically, the way that it works... That's so cheaty. The way that it works with those clubbas, is you just have to, as soon as you're about to hit their hard head or whatever, that's presumably gonna knock you off, you just immediately pull, like, turn left, and then you get pushed back the other direction away from them. But yeah, the ROM hack's going good. They did keep her moveset, as you can see. It's different, though. It does not control the same. Yeah, it might be to compensate for Dixie's inclusion. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but it is neat. It's a neat ROM hack. I like the idea. Execution is a little unpolished. It could use a little more love. It also is causing some weird graphical issues in some levels. Some of which are a little bit of a problem because these piranha dudes, for instance, in like one of the levels earlier, was having some issues where they were flickering in and out of existence, which they're not supposed to do. Yeah, I've played the Donkey Kong Country games many times, particularly this one, first one. So I am hyper familiar with it. I know my way around. Although, not necessarily at peak performance here, just because I'm kind of tired and been recovering from near an entire week of being sick, so... Still not maximum power here, but good enough. Plus, you know, just the weird physics changes there are definitely going to throw me off. Especially with Dixie, which I knew that going in, obviously. That's part of the fun. Not sure why that G didn't get picked up. That was weird. That should have happened. Ah, minecart madness. More minecart fun. The animation for this is probably going to be jank with Dixie. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, not that it was amazing to begin with on the OG Kongs. I think video games are pretty cool, though. I enjoy. Oh yeah, I actually should try that more. How, like, is the hover gonna break? No, it doesn't. I didn't get the checkpoint, though, so if I fuck up, I'm gonna start the very beginning. So yeah, it does follow. The hover does follow, which is an interesting choice. I can also see that being a problem, too, because when it lets go, then, like, you might accidentally lose momentum and fall off. Okay, I don't think Dixie was designed for that jump. Fuck. Well, we're starting over. Yeah, some of the weirdness with Dixie starting to shine through on this level. It's no worries. It's all part of the fun. I do wish more people did ROM hacks for these games, but Mario seems to get all the attention. Especially World. I think it's partially just because with World, crazy people made really good intuitive tools to make that stuff, you know, more possible. And I guess now they're gonna make it even more sophisticated in the long term. Because Super Mario World recently got a decompilation project and now has a PC version that's has an early build. So eventually we'll be able to play Super Mario World in proper widescreen. And funny enough, ultra widescreen, which will be interesting to see. Ultra widescreen would definitely be interesting to see, especially super ultra wide. That'd be really funny. Because, like, in some cases, you would just see, like, half of a level, probably. I could see that breaking levels, too, though. I guess depending. Might have to make some code changes for that. So we got Blackout Basement. Blackout Basement's fun. I'm not, like, super amazing at Blackout. I'm okay. Especially, like, the thing about Blackout is you gotta really have it memorized, and sometimes I fuck up. So going too fast here might not be the best idea. I usually tend to take it a little slower on Blackout. Yeah, like here. Hope people are doing good this evening, though. I'm doing alright, other than just being tired and stuff. I enjoy monkeying around. And I'm enjoying the fact that... Oh, fuck. I'm enjoying the fact that, for reasons unknown to me, my SNES Online controller is now working with the Mister. Yeah. Figured as much. I knew that that would be risky, and yep, I just ran into a barrel. I suppose in some ways, though, depending on how you use her, she would be a lot better for some of these sections where you could just blindly hover like this, and yeah, it would work pretty well. So I'm probably going to get hit. Yep. Yeah, that's a death sentence. You don't want to do that with her. There's like a bunch of amusing little new tech that I can kind of pick up on with this version. Because it's of the differences, you know? It kind of is like in some ways you're relearning some stuff for this version. Because, you know, when you have a completely different Kong in a game that's not designed for it, it introduces some interesting differences that, for someone like me who's super used to a certain version of the game, takes some adjustment. And kind of how you can come up with some new strats and stuff. I should become a speedrunner for this version. And then I can get a world record. Easy world record. And everyone will love me and praise me for it. Alright, Chimp Caverns. Last world. Almost there. Just a couple big auto-scrollers and we'll be good. Yeah, Dixie theoretically would be a lot easier for this level because you could easily grab the fuel. Especially if you're a beginner player or just didn't have like the same amount of skill. It'd be a lot easier to keep up on your fuel. Oh, God. I didn't jump there. Physics, man. The physics differences. Those damned physics differences. Just for the sake of this being an auto-scroll, I'm going to stick with Diddy. I'm going to stick with what I know, because you're not going to get too many differences here other than that, like, potentially easier fuel grabbing. I don't want Dixie to throw me off on what is arguably the longest level in the game. The speedrunner strat for these types of stages is they use a, like, I can't remember the exact term. I don't think it's called the extended roll. It's something else. It's kind of like a super roll or whatever. They use, like, a kind of glitch with a very, very specific input that's really hard to do. It basically just makes you infinitely roll in one direction, left or right. So just left or right. You can't go up or anything. And you just go like you were shot out of a barrel, but it's through a whole stage. At least as long as you can sustain it without getting hit or landing on something. I wouldn't mind learning it, honestly. Just because it would be kind of neat. I think there might have been one time I did it on accident. There's also like another method you can use too, but I don't think it's as good. Which I've done that method before, but I kind of forget how you do it. Where you can just basically infinitely... You just infinitely can like just roll jump. That one's pretty neat. This game is actually very buggy. Like, shockingly so. Like, not in a way that gets in the way of the gameplay, but you have to kind of poke and prod it to make it break and do stupid stuff. But it's, in some ways, if you know how, it's really easy to do that. But again, it's really something you just have to go out of your way to do. And I actually wouldn't mind showing that off, because I almost never show that stuff. So when I'm, like, wrap this up, I'll, like, hop back into, like, a certain level and, like, showcase some of that. Because some people probably haven't seen that stuff. And I'm also kind of curious on how it will work with the ROM hack. It might just end up crashing the game or whatever. Also, Rambi's a terrible idea here. Why am I picking Rambi? Like, he's okay for these early sections, sort of, but, like, you're mostly just asking to get destroyed. But I actually do want to check out, like, a particular set of glitches, just because I wonder how they're going to interact with Dixie Kong being here. Odds are pretty high it'll probably just crash the game. We're going to deliberately lose Rambi here, because doing Rambi for this section is much harder than doing it with the Kong. It's may as well be a death sentence. This is one part where Dixie's actually going to thrive, because she can just do this. Making these sections, like, far more trivial. Yeah, so you can just do that. You just fly right over it. Fucking broken. Ah, fuck. Forgot about that shit. Why did I forget? Let's go this way. So if you get hit here, funny enough, you don't actually lose a life. I never understood why that is. But you can just use fast travel here. Yeah, it's busted, isn't it, Chris? It's so stupid. It's pretty amusing. I'm enjoying it. Not to mention, again, like, you get the fucking big air, right? Like, whenever you jump on something and hold, like, jump, you just, like, get this massive air. Like, why? I don't know why it's like that. It's so weird. The weirdest room in the game. What was the weirdest room? Sometimes people are, like, a minute behind for some reason, or they're, like, 30 seconds behind. It depends, I guess, on people's internet sometimes, but I don't know what the weirdest room in the game is. I also tend to go fast, so it's hard to keep track. Like, someone could be typing shit out, and then, like, I'm already well past that. Oh, the moving saw room has nothing in it. I see. Yeah, it is a weird room. I don't know why that's there. I've always kind of wondered. And I also wonder, too, why it's okay to take damage there. And there's no consequence to it. In fact, it's faster. If you want to get the DK barrel anyway. Okay. Loopy lights. Another potential level where Dixie can thrive. The hitbox on her is a little weird, though. So I could end up losing her quite easily as well. Yeah, she can do shit like that. That's funny. But the pattern was kind of messed up there, too. Yeah, see, yeah, I kind of figured. Her hitbox seems to be a bit fat. It might just straight up be Donkey Kong's hitbox, and that's why. I kind of suspecting that may be the case, that there hasn't been any adjustment to her hitbox. That would check out, especially since she still has Donkey Kong's ability to be heavy, right? Dixie Kong really let herself go. Really wish that the ROM hacker, though, kind of replaced more assets. Like, it kind of bugs me a little that the DK barrel still sounds the same, like Donkey Kong's in it. Yeah, that's a little weird. I kind of feel like she should have been able to hit there instead of... Yeah, it was a little odd. So for those who don't have this video game pretty much memorized and have beaten it like fucking 150 times, I sometimes will repeat information just in case there are people who don't know everything. But generally, if you're playing the normal version of this game, you would only want to use Diddy Kong, outside of some very rare exceptions, to use Donkey Kong. Because Donkey Kong's really awful in this game. He has, like, worse everything. So it's interesting to be playing a version where Donkey Kong doesn't exist. Fuck. I hate it when those... I hate it when that happens. Platform despawns too. Okay. I hate it when the armadillos do that. It is, like, repeatable behavior. I just went too fast. I should have just fucking slammed them with Dixie ahead of time. Or do that with the barrel. Okay. So dumb. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. That's cool. So I have a feeling Dixie's gonna be really busted for certain parts of this level. There are parts where you have to go really high, though, on the platform, so you can't just, like, outright full-on skip everything. And also, there's the zingers to worry about. And of course, you got the... Oh, really? Really? Come on. That hitbox is a little strange. Okay. Speaking of strange hitboxes, have any of you played the Crash Bandicoot trilogy remakes? The hitbox for Crash in those games is really bad and weird. Like, I guess you can adjust to it, but holy moly, they really fundamentally fucked that up. I liked a lot of the stuff that they did, but I was not a fan. Fuck. I was dumb. I don't know why I did that. I was not a fan of that. You haven't played Crash, really? I haven't played Crash. Interesting. That would definitely be a Gamma Chris set of streams that I would really like to see. It'd be really cool. Crash is pretty cool. I don't have, like... I have a weird history... Shit. I have a weird history with Crash. I wouldn't say I'm, like, a super fan, but I do enjoy the games. And And I haven't, like, thing is, I haven't played all of them. There's a lot of them I've not played. Yeah, her hitbox is fucking weird. Dang. Hardest boss in the world. At least if you're Dixie, apparently. She can't really seem to hit him or her or whatever when, like, when they're high like that. Okay. I'm gonna do Dixie to start with here. Dixie might be actually a little busted for this fight. It depends. But you won't have a bad Kong. You won't really have a bad Kong for this fight, and this fight's simple enough that I don't think it's really an issue. Also, yeah, this is the best music from this game. Indisputably, Gangplank Galleon is the best from the first. With the second game, it's a lot more subjective, but I think most anyone agrees that this is the best one. Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, I guess you could make an argument for aquatic ambiance, but I don't know. This one's too much of a banger. Dixie, why do you jump so high? It's so weird. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, this part right here, real good. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. No credits. I wonder why. It's really weird. ROM hack's got some strange things about it. Huh, alright. Well, that's Dixie Kong Country. And she plays this off. Okay, I do like that bit. Her animation just loops until the very end. Well done, Dixie, my girl. Who would have thought a young whippersnapper like you? Okay, so there's some effort here. So they actually, like, Cranky acknowledges it's Dixie. Huh. Alright. Cool. She just only does this, just the rock guitar. Alright, let's see what the credits are like. Will they be broken? Or will there be something unique for the credits? We'll find out. Oh, no, it skips it. Okay, so that's another weird difference, I guess. Maybe, like, it crashed or something if, like, you played certain things with Dixie. Maybe that's why. So I guess we'll wait these credits out for the game to save, and then I'll go back and try glitches. While I'm doing that, actually, I'm going to take a break while the credits are running. Gotta use the bathroom, so I'll be right back. You can watch the soul of my body leave the avatar. Looks like I didn't make it in time for the credits. Alright. Yeah, we got a pretty slow time. To be expected, I did get extra stuff. Okay. One thing I wanted to show off again, that most people did not see because it, you know, takes time for people to come in. Thank you for the welcome back. Oh yeah, it's different now because we have the Horde, right? That's a canonical thing. Right. She does something different that was kind of funny. I'll show that with another file. But she has a different, like, animation for when there's no Horde, and it was kind of funny. Anyway. Let us proceed to the glitch realm. Don't get your hopes up, though. This might just crash the game immediately. There's always a chance that some of these will crash the game, even on the normal ROM. Oil Drum Alley is, like, arguably the most glitchy level in the game. There's a reason for that. Here we are. Get rid of you. There's a reason. Alright. Nothing that time. Alright. So I just crashed the game. Okay. Well, more like soft locked. It's not technically crashed. Just soft locked. Yeah, because you can still exit out. Let me try again. It might not do it every time, so I'm kind of interested. Yeah, it's more of a soft lock, not an actual crash. The idea behind this glitch, it's pretty easy to do. You just have to position yourself with the Kong, and then you just... Yeah, okay, it's probably just gonna crash every time. Maybe it might not if I do Dixie first and, like, do it properly. You basically just mash the switch. You just, like, position the Kong in the barrel, and then you just, like, mash the switch thing, and weird shit will happen, is usually the gist of it. I think there's, like, some nuance to the glitch, but it depends. Alright, I don't want to do that again, because it'll just soft lock it. Doesn't seem to work with Dixie the same way. Maybe you do need to have both Kongs to, like, have fun things happen. I'm a little disappointed by that. I don't know... Let me see. Can you do it from the left? Doesn't look like it. There's, like, a hitbox here that just sends you in the barrel. Oh, there's a little bit of movement, but I don't think it's enough to, get in position. Or is it? Okay. Ah, here we go. Here. So there's a little bit of fun stuff. You got independent movement of Kongs. This is a glitch in the normal game. So they're both independent. You can merge them together into one sole being. It's pretty interesting. All right. And then it's... Yeah, every time you do Diddy, it, like, soft locks it. You can do a lot more insane shit than that. It kind of is tricky, but you can do more insane shit, like create animal buddies and stuff. And it gets weird, but I don't know if you could do that on this version. Anyway, that's kind of like a little bit of the glitch stuff. Nothing too crazy. It's a lot easier and more interesting doing the normal version, it would seem. So there's not really a whole lot to showcase here. What I will do is I will, reset this and just quickly show off the banana horde animation when you don't have it with Dixie, because it's kind of funny. Do 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 da 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 da. Okay. Oh no. What happened to Banana Horde? She just fucking falls over, faints. Dixie just dies. There's your memes. Okay. Now we're gonna not go here, actually. We're not going here. Changing cores. We're going to the GBA, the Game Boy. It's been a while since I've been here. Bing. I might have to adjust the aspect ratio. I think the GBA has its own aspect ratio going on. Okay, so we go into the Ds. And here we are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the GBA has its own aspect ratio I'm going to have to adjust. So let me address that. Guess I'll load the game first and change info. Change all the infos, the titles, etc. Okay, so Donkey Kong Country GBA. And then I'm going to change it on the other thing. Perfect. Wonder Swan. Never really know much about the Wonder Swan. It comes with its own folders. I don't have anything for the Wonder Swan specifically. Okay, let's see. Then we have right here. We got filters. Yeah, there is a GBA specific one. Yeah. This will require some finesse. There we are. Some slight moving around it. So you don't get the full screen for this one. The GBA was kind of sort of slightly widescreen-ish. That seems to be about right. Maybe it could be a little more even. Not that it's that important, but make it a little more even on the top and bottom for the black bars. There we are. I think I'll make a separate recording for this.